Welcome back to another episode of the React Native Radio Podcast. Episode 366, Securing React Native Apps in an AI Era.
So, Robin, how's your day been?
Well, I went to the dentist this morning, Mazen, so, interpret that how you will.
Is your mouth numb? Or
No, it wasn't a filling. It was just a cleaning. But for anytime I go get a cleaning, the rest of the day, I'm just extra aware of my teeth and they're kind of gritty and my head hurts a little bit from them, doing stuff in there. It's just not how I want to start my day.
Yeah, you almost don't want to eat anything or drink anything.
Yeah, right?
Just keep them super smooth.
Super smooth, polished.
Yeah.
I'll never eat anything again.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
I have the craziest thing. I don't even know how long it's been. I missed my, you're supposed to go every 6 months. I missed my 6-month one because it lined up with a snowstorm that we had. And for anyone that lives in the South.
Oh, no.
When you get a snowstorm, everyone is shut down and everyone's trying to catch up for years almost. It feels like I missed it by so much. I called them back to reschedule and the lady was like, okay, you might as well just reschedule it for your 1 year gap because I have nothing in between. So I was like, okay, cool.
So you just completely missed that.
Yeah. And there's no way, no way of making it up unless I switch dentists, which I'm not planning on doing it anytime soon. So that's my story. I missed my 6 month.
Did anything happen though? Did you have a bunch of cavities when you came back?
I have not gone to the 6 month.
Oh, you haven't gone back
yet. It's in I think either late June or early July.
Okay, listeners. So we'll report back when he finally goes back to the dentist and has to get 6 fillings because he missed one cleaning appointment.
You know what? What's funny is I love my toothbrush, and every time I go to the dentist, they're like, "You have a good toothbrush." They literally say that to me.
Wait, what's your toothbrush?
Quip, Quip.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
But
if they want to sponsor, they can, they can slide into my DMs.
Are we going to become influencers?
I would do it.
No.
I would do it.
Well, you can have our discount code for Quip toothbrushes.
Yeah, Quip. Hit me up.
That's cool. I've heard of them. They're it's small and it's a subscription, right? So they send you...
You can do subscription. Yeah, they send you the heads and all that. They have more than just brushes. I convinced my wife to finally get off her regular handheld old school toothbrush because I'm you definitely brush too hard. Use one of these. So I got her hers. It actually arrived today. Believe it or not. It's funny how all this is lining up. It arrived today.
Okay, as someone who still uses an old school manual toothbrush, as you put it,
I'll send you my influencer
what's the difference?
Code.
Why is it better?
One, it's the whole, I guess because I'm ADD or whatever, I have to it's 2 minutes. It's it stops vibrating at every 30 seconds. So you know to move to the next quadrant of your mouth. And if you are pushing too hard, it'll just stop vibrating. Stop.
Stop.
Yeah. It'll judge you for your brushing kind of thing.
Do you have the regular one or is it the Sonic one?
I have I had the regular one, they call it the Sonic toothbrush I had.
Mm-hmm.
But then
I'm looking this up.
Yeah, I moved to the oscillating toothbrush, with circular head.
Uh-huh.
I just got that a month ago. I don't mind it. And I got my wife.
Would you want to go back to the Sonic one?
I would probably go to the ultra light Sonic one.
Oh, that looks new.
And I will say, I would recommend you go, if you're looking to get one, get the ultralight Sonic one. And while you're at it, they have whitening strips, haven't tried it. Flossers, haven't tried it. What I have tried from them, and actually ran out. I'm flying out on Monday, but I ran out too late. They have gum, which is actually pretty good gum. Just mint gum. Do they still have it?
Well,
I'm on their website. I don't even see it anymore.
Maybe I'll have to try a Quip toothbrush.
Yeah, I don't see the gum on here anymore. But they used to have gum.
You know what? We'll put it in the show notes just for fun. I don't think you can get in trouble for giving somebody free advertising.
No, but hey, Quip, reach out.
Just maybe throw us a discount code or something. Anyway, I'm sure the people who are listening right now definitely tuned in to hear us talk about teeth.
Yes, they did.
So we're going to disappoint them and talk about React Native instead.
Yeah.
But first,
sure, let's do it.
We should probably hear from our sponsor. So let's do that now.
Infinite Red. Infinite Red is a premier mobile app consultancy focused on Expo and React Native. We're a team of 30 that's located fully remote in the US with highly experienced mobile app developers. And we've been doing this for over a decade. We're also one of the first development teams to adopt agentic coding in a way that keeps high quality standards while also being able to dive in and do things the old school way if we need to. If you're looking for mobile app, Expo, or React Native expertise for your next project, hit us up at infinite.red/contact. Thanks. And now back to the episode.
Okay, let's get into our topic for today. I think we're going to carry on the AI bandwagon that we've been talking about recently.
Everything is like a little bit of AI sprinkled on top these days.
It's actually interesting. My agent's done doing what I asked it to do on that random app that I told you I was building.
New world that we're living in.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, we're talking about specifically securing React Native apps in the AI era. And we say in the AI era because, Mazen, I don't know about you. To me, it feels like there's just been like one security incident after another in the past, 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
They're just they feel like they're happening so much more frequently with so much higher severity these days. Do you get that sense too?
Yeah, I don't even watch the news anymore because I'm trying to keep up with all these AI attacks.
Like, it honestly is starting to feel like we need to be like security experts in addition to being like React Native devs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I had to do research to even understand what some of these attacks were and how they worked and what happened and what the threat was and all of this stuff. And it's just like, to keep doing my job, like, this keeps happening. And so, yeah.
They're deep. They're like some of these we'll get into them. They're like deep bugs. Like, I don't want to like jump ahead, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But like, the crazy thing about AI is not only is it making us, move faster. So, our velocity is improving or increasing because you could do, Git work trees were powerful as it was, but like you could only technically work in one work tree at a time because you're one person. But now you can spin up multiple code agents and have them work in different work trees and solve different problems at the same time. And when they're done, you come back in, right? But then as part of that, attackers are also just as fast, if not faster too, because now they have more time on their hands to figure out all those back doors or that other ways of like hiding things. Yeah, and the crazy thing is, do you remember recently Anthropic like announced they're releasing, they created a model, I believe it was Anthropic. They created a model that's so powerful, they're not releasing it.
No, I missed that.
Yeah. So they announced they're releasing a model, but not to the public. They're giving it to like Google, they're giving it to Microsoft, IBM, I believe, like giving it to those larger companies and be like, okay, people, this is what we created. Lock your stuff down before we release it to the public and like figure out where all those back doors are so that we can, if we do release it to the public, the attackers and the, all them hackers don't have a field day with it because, it makes it that much easier for them.
That's crazy. I mean, like in the before times, like I'm talking like a year ago, that's
Yesterday.
So trippy. We're talking about the before times and it really hasn't been that long, but like a bad actor, somebody who wanted to steal, lie, whatever, hack into stuff to do bad things. Like they also had to be a like incredible programmer in order to like pull off a cyber attack. Now they just have to have tokens and make the AI who doesn't have like morals, ethics, whatever, do it for them. And I think that's probably contributing to why we're seeing so many more of these things. And also like there's so much more software out there that's vibe coded and probably has holes in it that a human didn't look at or notice. So it's a whole thing. Like Theo tweeted out a whole list of all of the security things. He tweeted this out on May 12th, and he said these are security things from the last few days. Copy fail 2, 13 advisories in Next.js, 70 CVEs addressed in macOS 26. Like, this is a list of like 10 or 12, 13 things just in the span of a couple days. Now, like, you could argue that some are like not as bad as he's making them sound. This is like fear mongering, whatever. But I mean, it's just true that there's all these things sort of happening more frequently now. Primogen says he's not worried. I did a whole Twitter like deep dive on what people were saying. This was specifically after the TanStack attack, which we'll talk about in a second. But like a lot of people were weighing in. Primogen says he's not worried. Control what you can. Don't stress too much. I think there may also be sort of the plane crash effect, which is something that's what I would call it. Mm-hmm. But it's like when there's a really bad plane crash in the 2 or 3 months following it, it feels like there's a plane crash like every other day in the news. And really, it's just that like there was a big one and now we're all kind of like keyed in and thinking about it and like digging up like every little Cessna that like crashes in the middle of Missouri, which would ordinarily not even like make the news cycle. There may be some of that happening. Like we're looking for these things where we maybe weren't before, and maybe some of them are not as catastrophic as people are saying they are.
Yeah, one thing I want to like nitpick on what Primogen said was control what you can. I don't think you can control what you can and what you don't know you can kind of thing, because like, okay, we're talking about these incredible hackers, right? Yeah, I believe I think I even watched a movie about it a long time ago where this hacker hacked into the US government and then they like hired them to like work for the CIA, right? That's kind of how it all works out kind of thing and all that. And even the like famous hacker, what are they called? Anonymous, I think, hacker group, like no one knows who they are. Now they have AI and they were able to hack into like North Korea and the US government and like leak documents and stuff like that. So like they're able to do all that. You give them AI, then what? Okay. And we say like control what you can. It's hard. It's scary, right? Mm-hmm. Right. And now is probably the time to buy a farm and go live off grid if you want to, till things settle down and you can kind of come back maybe at some point. But no.
Not a bad idea. Really not a bad idea.
Right.
I know nothing about farming. What could go wrong?
Farmers could be making a comeback. I'll just say that.
Yeah. I mean, until our robotics technology advances quite a lot, I think farming is a pretty safe industry from AI. I did just read the Wild Robot series with my daughter, which is all about like a distant future where robots do everything, including like farming and stuff. And they talk about like the old days when like horses and humans and like and stuff. But like, yeah, farming is probably
AI isn't farming. Apparently, I saw an ad recently. I think like IBM is doing some like
oh my god,
AI with
of
farming.
Course it is.
Right. I think what they're trying to do is like to help farmers get the best out of their crop and
I can
environmental
see that.
factors weighted and stuff. Like all that makes sense. Like I get that. But no, like farmers before AI worked just as fine. But yeah, and then like you have the robots, the Tesla. Is it a Tesla robot that can like fold laundry for you? That's my job. So hopefully it doesn't take that away from me.
I feel like you'll be okay.
Yeah, right. Well, let's move into the like TanStack one, right? The TanStack one was a little bit scary, right? Because everybody uses TanStack. I mean, I use TanStack on every single project. I still recommend everyone use TanStack, and even Tanner was on the episode.
Right, we had him on the show just a couple months ago.
Yep.
It felt very, very real, very close to home. That one.
Exactly.
I think.
Yeah, and if anyone followed along, Tanner, and even just in their Discord or on Twitter, they handled it great. They even had a post-mortem about it. They took care of it. I mean, it was hard to catch, right? Because it had signed commits. Signed commits are usually like something that you start off on a project. Like whenever we have a client that's like big security conscious, they're like, oh, your commits need to be signed. And like, roger.
Well, they were doing like everything that they thought they were supposed to be doing to prevent something like this. They had 2-factor authentication turned on across the board for their NPM account and everything. They had log files. They had signed commits. Like you said, they were using PNPM, which like has recently been like kind of thought of as like the silver bullet, like, oh, just use PNPM, just use PNPM. But in this case, it actually seems like that didn't help. Like it was actually cache poisoning that was the problem, which may have actually like PnPM uses a shared global cache for installs, which is why it's a lot faster than NPM. So it may have actually been a factor. But it's scary to like it's unsettling, right? For these people who were doing everything that they were supposed to be doing, and to have this like still happen. Yeah, that's I think why a lot of people were affected by that. But let's talk about what actually happened, which is that in their GitHub actions, there was a pull request target trigger, which was run when a pull request was made from a fork, but because it was pull request target instead of pull request, it ran the job with the base repo's permissions instead of the like sandbox, like the forks limited read only. And from what I read, like the reason that exists is to let pull requests be able to do more helpful things like adding comments and tags and stuff automatically, which they wouldn't otherwise be able to do. But apparently this pull request from a fork with like malicious code in it ran against the base repos like permissions, grabbed like an auth token or something from the cache or like from the runner history,
from the action,
and then used it to poison all of the other npm packages in the TanStack ecosystem. And then of course people downloaded them. It was detected within like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but TanStack is and that's the thing, right? They attacked TanStack, which is one of the has one of the largest download rate because they have so many packages within the stack, right? So you're downloading a lot. And even if you think about it, you could just also be doing pm install, and most of the time if you have your up caret, it'll just pull the latest version of it, and then you have that. And I remember even reading it was definitely about this one, I think, where what they did was they were listening to your GitHub token. So you have your GitHub token within your machine, and if you revoked it, they had some sort of listener against it. And if you revoked it within a couple seconds, it just basically did rm-rf and just cleared your machine for you. It had like that, which is dead man switch, like
it's just
killed your machine.
Evil.
Yeah. They're like, don't do anything with your tokens so we can keep doing all this malicious stuff.
Right.
And in the meantime,
exactly.
we're going to monitor
it
you.
Robbed you of your ability to protect yourself or punished you for protecting yourself.
Right.
After you discovered it, which is just wild. It's hard to believe there's people that are in the world and that bad. But so, like I said, it sounds like it was detected within like 20 minutes by a like security researcher. All the versions are deprecated, pulled all the tarbells from NPM. But like if you had downloaded in those 20 minutes, you probably would have been impacted.
So let's kind of like move on to the next like other incidents, right? Like, because let's just go. So this was May, right? And we're recording this in May. Another incident that also happened in May. Again, that's two big incidences, however.
Right. TanStack was the most recent major one. And then just this week,
GitHub.
Like after we had like prepped all our notes for this episode. And then after that, this GitHub breach happened.
And this one just kind of like attacked multiple repositories. They said something about like 3,800 of them were compromised. VS Code extensions were poisoned and stuff like that. I think we even, Jamin had us go through all our
our VS Code extensions,
right?
Which is probably not a bad idea.
It's nice to like have an audit every now and then.
Yeah.
It's crazy that this is what like prompted that.
Well, like it's crazy because GitHub is owned by Microsoft and VS Code is owned by Microsoft. So it's like Microsoft just like supply chain attacked itself.
Exactly. Yeah. I got rid of 16, so there goes that. But a lot of them were. I did like as I was deleting them, I was like, okay, why did I have this one installed in the first place?
There's so many that I installed thinking they would be helpful. I was just like, oh, this sounds cool. Like install, and then probably never used.
Yeah, and sometimes you install it just for one thing, right? Like I installed. What did I have? I had. I had like a C# one. And I think I remember that was because I did like one C# thing once and I needed to like help with it sort of thing, right?
Like I have a bunch of like C++ ones, which can sometimes come in handy if you're digging into React Native source code and stuff. But like random like tab like tag closers and like colorizers, and like I had one called go to node modules, which just like sends you into the node modules folder for a particular like import.
Yeah.
Like just random stuff like that.
Yeah. And okay, you ready? I think internally at Infinite Red, I won't name names, but someone went from 53 down to 15. So
dang. Wait, now I'm going to go look at who that was.
And that's a lot, right? It's a lot.
Depending on who it is, I will name names. No, okay. I won't name names.
It's a lot. I mean, and someone else went down from, was it 49?
49 to 18.
Right? So audit them. And here's the thing for everyone out there. I think one big good practice is, we'll get to more practical stuff later, but since we're talking about GitHub and, VS Code specifically here, audit your extensions frequently. And when it comes to GitHub tokens, one thing that you could also do is set a reminder to rotate your token every so often. Right now, yes, there is the off chance that you rotate your token and the attack happens halfway through like your cycle before you rotate it, right? What are you going to do? You just rotate it again at that point. So there's that. Now, if we continue, we're going to skip April. March, something hit close to home, right? We had 2 React Native packages that were compromised pretty bad, and that was React Native international phone number and React Native country select.
Yeah, it was a pre-install hook.
Yeah, smaller packages, but software. Still, some people, have them within it. It hit dev machines, it hit the CI, malware, malware which is harder to take down. It kind of happened. But we also, the maintainer did take action quickly, and, he republished 3. The attacker, it was crazy to see. The maintainer was trying to fix the issue while the attacker was just kind of bouncing off of what the maintainer was doing. So the attacker did hit it, republished 3 times.
Republished 3 more times in 48 hours.
Exactly. So
it doesn't compute to me. What? Why? Why is it so important to them to be mean to the rest of us?
And it's big, right? This is 135K combined monthly downloads for these 2 packages. Yeah. They're in React Native. I think I even had an older project that was using country select at one point. It's crazy to me that the attacker was kind of monitoring it, and the maintainer fixed it, and they're nope, here you go. Nope, here you go. Nope, here you go. I'm just no. So, but again, the nice thing about, the open source community that we're at, people flagged it quickly, and he was being able to take care of fairly fast.
So there was also one in React Native itself, or I guess specifically Metro. It was a critical vulnerability and was actively being exploited. Essentially, there was Metro exposes this open URL endpoint, and the attackers were doing command injection with that endpoint without any auth required. And it meant that a bunch of Metro servers were exposed on the internet, which is a direct path into a dev machine. So that's really not a good thing, because you can get into someone's dev machine and there's source code and environment variables and network access and all this
tokens
stuff.
And stuff. Yeah.
So you really don't want your Metro server to be open to the wider internet. So that was a bad one, and it was obviously patched right away. But it affected the CLI server API package from React Native community. The vulnerability was there from version 4.8 to version 20. So the vulnerability had been there for a really long time, then attackers started exploiting it, which is when they fixed it. So it affected 20 alpha 2, so version 20 stable it's fixed. But man,
this is the scary one, right? Getting the full access into your machine, and that's also something that I worry about a lot whenever I'm trying to optimize life, right? Claude is so powerful, and I'm what are ways it can work? And I'm what if I give it access to my Gmail, and then as part of that,
right,
access to my calendar, and help me put up a dashboard for my family and kind of set things up. I've talked publicly on here about Skylight and how great it is for our family. that's one way of also like improving that and kind of getting things more optimized. But then I'm like, no, I'm not going to give cloud access to my.
If it's easy for you, it's easy for bad actors too.
Exactly. So, and then also access to your machine is also a tough one.
We all need to start living our life like Mark.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys remember Mark Rickert, we've had him on the podcast a couple times, but he is famously very, very, very careful with his personal data to an extreme degree. He has like private network in his house, like all of his like financial data and everything. He has like a private server for, like, he's pretty extreme. But you know what? I don't blame him. And maybe we're all going to go down with the ship, and he's going to be standing on dry land saying, "Told you I was so." Right.
Yeah. And this actually reminds me, I don't know if this would be one that would be helpful for this kind of vulnerability, but there's something I came across a while ago. I never got to really install it, but I remember looking into it like this could be a good one. There's a agent safehouse.dev or something like that out there. And the idea of it is it basically creates almost like a pre-commit type hook for your agent. So whenever your agent wants to do something, it has to go through this agent safehouse, and the agent safehouse will let it, like, give it permission or not. Like, so it's pretty cool. You can't, you can go, what is that? YOLO. You can do YOLO command, but then be safe about it. Right. And, what is it? And you know how like you can now have it control your machine and stuff like that. This is like safeguard, safe house. So you can let it do all that, but then still not be a bad actor within it. There's another thing.
Yeah. Okay. So all this stuff is scary, unsettling, all the things. What can we control? Like Primogen said, control what you can. I know you said he was wrong. We can't control anything, but there are some things I think that we can do to limit our vulnerability to these things that they're going to happen, and we might as well protect ourselves the best we can. Dependencies are obviously a huge vector that most of these things are happening through, because it's basically like you're just trusting that code that someone else wrote. You're going to come in and run it on your machine, and you're trusting that it's fine. So yeah, that seems like a huge vector. If you can not use a dependency, if it's at all possible to roll your own, write your own library, whatever you need, like instead of installing something from NPM, maybe we start reaching for that option where we can, especially now that it's a lot easier to like have an agent like write you up a little like drop down library instead of finding one on NPM, that kind of thing. The more you can just like not use a dependency if you can help it, will protect you to some degree.
And on the dependency side, I know this is probably more expensive for the smaller companies out there, but use something like JFrog or something. Self-host your own registry.
Self-hosted registries.
Yeah. Delay when those updates come in.
Right.
This might be jumping ahead a little bit, but setting your minimum release age for those to a specific, maybe say 3 days or something.
I feel like that's
days?
huge.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Because I mean, like all of the major attacks that we just talked about, the TanStack, the GitHub breach, everything. It's like they're usually discovered within a day. So if you're setting your minimum release age to 24 hours, you've already protected yourself against 90%. I'm making that percentage up. Don't quote me, but like you've already protected yourself against the vast majority of these kinds of attacks. It's not a perfect solution, but it does help.
And if you push it up to 7 days, you could almost be like, all right, it's probably not going to come from my dependencies, sort of thing. Yeah. Delay those updates. These self-hosted registries do some reviews on them. They give you that protection from
right. They're running sort of detection like software and stuff on packages before they're allowed to come into the protected registry. So,
but they're expensive.
They are. I mean, it's really like it's kind of an option that's only available in a corporate enterprise environment where you have like the money and resources to do something like that. But even if you can't access a third-party registry, the very least you can do is set your minimum release age to 24 hours or even like 48 hours. Why are we in such a hurry, guys? Like, we don't need to install the latest thing. We can wait 48 hours. We can wait more than that. It's fine. You just could chill a little bit.
Yeah.
That's free. Setting your release age to a higher number is free. There's also third-party security vendors like Sneak is one that I've used that routinely scan your project and its dependencies for bad stuff. So that's another little peace of mind thing. These are the things we control. We can't control bad people who decide to do bad things.
And like we said earlier, pull request target. Make sure you don't
use pull request target in your GitHub Actions workflow.
Yeah, and then as we
This is what we've learned.
so that's like high level stuff, right? Do everything you hear about, your agents, I mentioned Safe House for your machine and all that, and everything we just mentioned. Now within your React Native application, there's a couple things you can do, right?
And these are the same things that have been recommended for years.
Right. Yeah, we even did an episode on this
This is standard stuff, but it's a good reminder.
Secure storage. Don't use async storage or MMKV. MMKV does have encryption within it that you can add, but for sensitive data, use React Native Keychain or Expo Secure Store. That's more secure. It's more secure, believe it or not, than your .env file. That is not secure.
Your .env file is not secure at all.
It's in their binary, easy to pick up.
This is something I didn't know for a long time.
Yeah.
As like the concept of .env is a server-side concept.
Yeah.
It is something that is intended to be used by a server-side application. So it's running in a box that nobody can see, not in a client-side application.
In a client-side application.
I don't know why people think of like mobile apps as more secure client-side applications than browsers. Just because you get pop open the dev console and inspect it doesn't mean it's not possible to break it open and see what's inside. It's very, very possible. .env, it's convenient, but it is not secure. Don't put your secrets in there.
Yeah, yeah. And then there's tools out there. There's a IPA tool, CLI command that you can install on your machine. You can use that to download any iOS app onto your on your machine and then just search it.
Rifle through it.
Yeah.
See what's in there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Don't put secrets in your app.
Yeah. All it does is inject your ENVs, or what you call secrets, into your bundle. That's it.
Right.
At runtime.
If there's secret tokens that you need, they should be stored on a server and you fetch them with an authenticated API request.
Another one, SSL and TLS pinning, especially if you're calling APIs.
Right.
Yeah.
It just makes sure your client application can only hit a predefined or a predetermined server. Like you can only hit that specific server at that specific address. Otherwise, it won't work.
They basically, you almost like, it's a handshake. You tell each other that, hey, you know me, I know you, and we're the only ones that can kind of communicate with each other, sort of thing.
It's supposed to prevent man-in-the-middle attacks.
Yes. Person-in-the-middle attack.
Person-in-the-middle attacks. Thank you.
I mean, it's still, what is it? MITM. Whenever you search it, that's the acronym. Still not, whatever.
Yeah. And then make sure you keep your tokens short-lived. Refresh them often. That's like not even React Native. That's just like auth security 101 is like keep your token length really short and refresh it when you need to. Keep your refresh tokens in secure encrypted storage. But your regular auth tokens just keep their window of usefulness really short. Yeah.
And one thing I will also mention is if you're going to give access to anything, specifically write. So I know, for example, if you're trying to give an MCP access to Claude, it'll ask you, do you want read, write access? And I believe search also. Make a conscious decision on if you are going to give it the right permissions. Like, why are you giving it the right permissions? Do you need it to write or do you need it just to read? Because if you need it to just read, just give it that access. Limit the surface area of what your tokens are doing within. I think that one's very important. And one other one, this one might be a lot dependent on what you do and how you work. But I believe Jamin mentioned this, but maybe create a standard user, not an admin user on your machine. And that one is what's used for development, right? That way, you can't really sudo or do anything too crazy within your machine without the higher level permissions.
Yeah.
Stuff like simple stuff.
I think it's a smart thing to do if you're not in a position to be able to have a dedicated separate machines for every project. I think that's going to be a lot more common to sort of keep AI in its little box where it can't do anything bad.
Cool. Yeah. do all that, and I think you can kind of control everything. Set your minimum release age, never use pull request target.
Never use pull request target.
Use security best practices.
Make sure you're using PNPM or turning off pre-install hooks.
Yes.
Update your React Native Community CLI package to version 20 if you haven't already.
Do all that, and you will be putting your best foot forward in any of these situations. And, we're praying for you all.
And ourselves. I mean, huge grain of salt here. We're not security experts. We're React Native developers who are figuring this out and learning how to protect ourselves and our clients. And I think that's good for everyone. Needs to have a baseline understanding of security principles at this point.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, to kind of wrap us up, Robin, do you have a mom joke for us?
I do. I'm really excited. I just got an award for being the most secretive person in the office. And I can't tell you how much that means to me.
See what you did there.
That was Jamin's. He gets, I'm give him credit for that one.
Nice. That's awesome. Cool. Well, see you all next time. Bye.
All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.
As always, thanks to our editors, Tyler Williams and Jed Bartosky, our marketing and episode release coordinator, Justin Husky, and our guest coordinator, Mazen Chami. Our producers and hosts are Jamin Holmgren, Robin Hines, and Mazen Chami. Thanks to our sponsor, Infinite Red. Check us out at infinite.red/radio. A special thanks to all of you listening today. Make sure to subscribe to React Native Radio on all the major podcasting platforms.